So today's learning is all about calculating the area of a rectangle. What is area? Well, firstly, area is the space inside any 2D shape. And a quick reminder that today we'll be also looking at squares, which are also a form of regular rectangle. So let's look at the first idea. To help me think about area, I try and think about carpet tiles. When we're laying carpet tiles down on the floor, we need to know how much space the tile fills up. And that's really almost what we're doing with the shapes we've got. It's almost how many of these centimetre squares or metre squares can we fit in the space that we've got. So before we start, let's have a reminder about what area is measured in. They're measured in either square centimetres, which is the amount of space that a object 1 centimetre wide by 1 centimetre long would fill, or also we've got square metres or square kilometres for bigger units. My first example, you can see there is a large rectangle made up of small squares, and there are 4 at the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 at the bottom, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know that the area of that shape is 8 centimetres squared because it's made up of 8 centimetre square squares. Here is the next shape. This one is 5 centimetres across and 3 centimetres down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, giving me a grand total of 15 centimetres squared. Counting squares is all very well and good, but sometimes shapes have a lot more squares than that. For this one, it's going to take me a very long time to count the squares, so I'm going to have to come up with what we call a formula. It's going to be a little shortcut to help me find the answer. So first of all, we need to work out that actually finding area is really easy. We measure the length, we measure the width, and multiply those two together to calculate the total area. So with the shape I showed you earlier, I know it's 10 squares across and 10 squares down. 10 tens are 100, so that's going to cover 100 centimetres squared. I've used the formula. I don't need to count the squares. If you wanted to check, you could count the squares, and they would be 100. We move on. Sometimes the objects don't have squares for us to look at. We don't need squares when we use the formula. You'll see the length of this rectangle is 10 centimetres and the width is 5 centimetres. So what we would do is multiply 10 by 5, which gives us 50 square centimetres, which, as you can see at the bottom, is got cm with a small 2 to show me this is a measurement of area